Incredible how it happens.
Well, I think that's why. I don't know if you saw that chase that we had last week. That was on Friday. That was about the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
No, I didn't see what happened.
And it was.
Oh, look at this. That's great with the cop following. Right.
Well, somebody stole a green Prius taxi.
Oh goodness. Oh boy, they're right downtown now.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And it was a huge. It was a ridiculous show. Interesting top of that building there.
Maybe we should bring one of our LA guys up here.
Here I am.
Okay. Andrew's going to jump in here, I think. He can walk you through what's happening. Andrew's an SC man, you know.
I am.
Come here, Andrew.
I've taken this drive many times, Ron.
Okay. Come here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Picking up speed here, I see.
Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Hasman?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. Let me get the lower third set up here while you get wired in. All right, we are looking at this live from Los Angeles. Apparently, this is Andrew Hasbin's hometown.
Sure is. So he's heading what appears to be north on the 110 freeway, which is a freeway that is adjacent to downtown LA. And if he is indeed heading north, which you can't really tell from this vantage point, but it looked like he was, pretty soon he'll be veering to the left on your screen. And then he's going to go under some tunnels. Right, this is right by Dodger Stadium, if you're familiar with that area.
I am not at all, so I am entertained that you are that familiar.
I've been on that road many a times. I'm assuming he is indeed heading north on the 110, which would be in the direction of Pasadena, which is northeast of downtown LA.
And which way would you go if you were stealing a car, Andrew?
Well, that would be the direction home from where I'm from. I'm from Pasadena, so.
Okay, so
that's the direction I'd go.
So the chances are that this is either a friend of yours or
chances are pretty slim.
Oh, okay, all right.
Although that is what kind is that a Lexus?
I don't know.
Can't really tell the make.
It beats the green Prius from last Friday. I don't know if you saw that, where he was high-fiving people and throwing money out the window.
No, I did not see that one.
It was about the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. They never see. Okay, now he just passed the car carrier, right? And if this was a movie, he'd have gunned it, gone up, and jumped off the freeway onto a side road. They never do that. It's been in a million movies. You think they would figure that out by now?
I would like to see that live.
Yes, I would as well. Provided no one got hurt and so on, just from a stylistic standpoint. Okay, so now we're getting a wider shot. Can you help us establish?
Yes, he is heading north. Those are the tunnels I was referring to. He's on the Pasadena freeway heading north. He's going to go under a couple of tunnels here. And so he's basically just... Oh, did he stop in the tunnel?
See, again...
No, there he is.
Helicopter is supposed to follow him into the tunnel. I've seen this
every action movie. Good luck with that. He'll go through, I believe it's 3 tunnels. And just to the left of the screen, which is on the west side of the freeway, is Dodger Stadium.
Oh, okay. So a little mini tunnel there.
Yeah, this is actually one of the oldest freeways in Los Angeles that he's on right now.
Oh, another tunnel.
One of the first ones that connected Pasadena to LA way back in the early 1900s.
So you lived in Pasadena?
Yes. Now, there's a chance that he might turn off and go onto the 5 freeway because there's an on-ramp right around here, but it doesn't look like it. Nope, he's staying on the Pasadena freeway.
So while you drove this route, did you ever get involved in a police pursuit?
Not often,
pursued,
no.
But okay.
No,
not often?
Not often, no.
Just a few.
But LA, also, you got to keep in mind LA is so huge, and there's so many freeways that these things happen, and they happen everywhere. So if he's heading north, there aren't that many. This isn't a long freeway. Between downtown and LA, it's only downtown LA and Pasadena. It's really only about 8 miles. So if he decides to stay on this, he'll end up, it drops you off. The freeway ends in Pasadena. So there really won't be anywhere else for him to go once the freeway ends.
Yeah, it takes a whole different turn when it gets onto
Then on the city
residential
streets, and those are busy residential streets.
Well, the
up
guy
there.
on Friday pretty much hit absolutely everything from residential to commercial to industrial. So,
And also, this is, as I was mentioning, this is an old freeway. It's also extremely windy. So if this does turn into be, it doesn't seem like they're going that fast right now, but if this does end up being a high-speed chase, it will be tough to maneuver those turns at a really high speed.
well, now here's something else. And again, I'm not a chase expert, but we understand that it is a female suspect in this black Mazda heading northbound on the 110. All of the, again, admittedly not much, police pursuits I've been involved in, it's been a male. So,
I know it's a shocker, but women drive cars too. Who knew?
yes,
No, I'm kidding.
yes. Well, it's sort of inequality, I guess, applies across the board.
I'm always amazed at sort of the fact that these people think that they can drive at a slow speed or a high speed and eventually get away with everybody watching them.
No.
It's just not going to happen, and it never ends well.
No, it doesn't. Real quick, I see some people in the chat room that have been trying to tell us that it was a she. Thank you, Nikki. Sorry about that. We're watching feeds and trying to coordinate a few things here, so it took me a while to catch up on that, but I appreciate you trying to bring that to our attention. People in the chat room are often, there's a lot of news junkies, so sometimes I think they've got more feeds open than I do up here sometimes, so appreciate any info you see, bring it to our attention. Yeah, and I don't know, it must just be fear.
He's still headed north. She's still headed north. Thank you. And this is a 3-lane road, 3-lane highway that connects LA to Pasadena. And frankly, there aren't that many exits. So if he's not getting off, excuse me. Keep it up. I appreciate it.
Okay, no worries. I'll draw you some pictures later.
Anytime.
I'll make this clear to you.
If she's not getting off anytime soon, she will end up in Pasadena. There are no other options. She'll end up on a street called Arroyo Parkway, and it's a busy street. That could be kind of a disaster. But she doesn't seem to be going too fast.
No, but if there is a clear, getting another angle here.
I missed that sign.
Two views here. So it looks like the suspect might be impaired. As Nikki points out in the chat room, it looks like she was reported as driving erratically earlier, which would, I'm sure, contribute to the idea that they're just not thinking clearly that they're going to get away. You're under a delusion, especially once the helicopters are out. You're really not going to hide.
How fast do you think they're going? Looks like maybe 50, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, and in fact, I found out that was a little below. Here's a close-up of the car. Got this on. We've got 2 feeds on this going right now. So
looks like she's alone in there. I don't see anyone in the passenger seat.
Again, this is a car chase out of Los Angeles.
Looks like they're moving in a little closer in that shot. No, they're not. It appeared that they were speeding up for a second, but it looks like they weren't.
There's a parade of police cars behind them. This black Mazda woman reported driving erratically and turned into a police pursuit. She's on the 110 northbound.
Yep.
And we have our
trying to see where what
California
exit we're close
traffic
by
reporter
here.
Andrew has been with us right now.
This is the area that I grew up in, so I'm quite familiar.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I didn't know this was. I thought maybe you just lived here. I didn't know this was the hometown. Got to swap the views here. Got a little bit better wide view. pursuit. Are we going to go by your house? Because that would be kind
no,
of
but
weird.
that's actually the metro tracks right there that she's passing. That's the light rail basically, and that I believe, yep, that's Fair Oaks Avenue in South Pasadena. So this next turn here is where the freeway is going to end. So she'll be going onto city streets right there.
Well,
She's in the city of South Pasadena, and she's right now turning left on your screen, and she's going to start heading north on Arroyo Parkway, which is a very busy old street in the city of Pasadena.
So it looks like
There's a red light typically right at the end of this freeway, and we shall see if she stops. Looks like she's starting to pick up some speed now.
Well, I would almost expect the police, I mean, knowing as you do where the freeway is going to end, if they don't have some strips down for her or something else.
So here's the end of the freeway coming up right here. And she stopped at the stoplight. Well, this could easily be the end of the chase right here. I can't imagine that this would continue much longer.
There's an open turn lane. Does she not know?
Wow. This is quite the ironic chase.
Yes, there's an open turn. She's just waiting for the light. I wonder if she doesn't know she's being chased.
Well, if that's
she's
the case,
going to have a real big surprise here in a second. Wow.
So she's headed north on Arroyo Parkway right now. She just crossed. I know that gas station very well. And she's headed north. This is a commercial district. Lots of people driving around. Lots of businesses. And north, if she keeps going north, she'll be headed into Old Town Pasadena, which is a huge shopping area. Lots of people on the street, crossing the street. That is not a good place to have a chase like this. She's stopping at another red light?
Apparently.
Wow.
I'm wondering if the police are so
I think it looks like they might be trying to move in right now. I just saw an officer get out of the car.
If they're unsure if she's armed, again, she was a possible DUI suspect. So approaching with caution, I would imagine they are. And the
light turned green. Wow. I'm not an expert on Los Angeles car chases. I know in Arizona they follow some very strict protocols. But I just would assume that if you had someone stopping at a red light, it might be the opportune time to move in and stop them.
Well,
if they're willing to stop at a red light, that might be the chance to go in.
That's a pretty safe stopping again. This is amazing. This is the most courteous police chase
I know.
ever. Oh, I wonder if she's using her blinker. Okay, so again, the police stop. They open their doors. They're prepared to either get out if there's a foot pursuit or something else going on. But I think the money now is on the light changing to green, and we are off.
Yeah, wow. So, if she keeps heading this direction, like I was mentioning earlier, she'll be heading into Old Town Pasadena, which is a busy shopping district, basically the shopping center for the whole area northeast of Los Angeles. There are people on the streets, crossing the streets in all directions. It's a very busy place.
Yeah, I mean, there's some amusing aspects to this, but anytime you get a car chase like this, it is serious. There's always the possibility of people getting injured, but within that, there's a whole lot of strange going on right here.
So right now, she's also headed just past the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, and there's a large shopping mall there in addition to the outdoor area that is Old Town Pasadena, and if she keeps heading north, she'll be passing Pasadena City Hall.
Oh, there's someone in the crosswalk. She waited for someone in the crosswalk to pass. Someone in the chat room points out for any other issues, she's not going to have any traffic violations.
Except for one major problem.
Well, getting into details.
She won't have any extra tickets, will she?
Yes.
She didn't really speed, and she didn't run any red lights.
No, yeah, she's waiting. Okay, now this truck is in the. I don't think that's a police vehicle.
No, that doesn't look like it. That's a turn lane.
But the police are looking.
Look like they may be moving in.
She might have looked in her rearview mirror, in which case she's probably having a bit of a heart attack right now. She finally realized there's a small parade of police.
Look, there was an
cars.
officer there. These look like sheriff's deputies, actually, putting their hands up, telling her to stop.
Okay,
You see there's
a
a dog
canine
there,
out.
canine. She has a green light, and there she goes. Wow.
Wow, whoops.
We'll get that back up in a second. There's a wider shot on the other one. if you
Yeah, let me go
wanna
to the
cut
wider
that.
shot.
So there you see that. That's the area that I was referring to. That sort of
Okay,
higher
looks like
density
they're gonna do a pit
area.
maneuver on her.
They're gonna try, yeah, and she's not gonna let them.
Well, she's either not going to let them, or she still is unaware of what's going on.
At this
And-
point, I would be stunned if she's unaware.
Well, I'm stunned about a couple things here.
And she is slowing down at a red light behind another car. Now,
Again, if she knew, why would she? There's like 3 open lanes.
well, this would be the perfect time to sandwich her in there and get her out of the car. And that she looks like she's in a turn lane there.
Yep.
So I know exactly where she is now. She's just south of that area, Old Town Pasadena, and she is headed right into the mix, right into all of it. The next street, I believe, is the Old Town Pasadena area, and it looks like they're not going to let her get that far, or at least they're going to try not to.
Ooh.
Yep, there you go.
And again, she probably just had a heck of a surprise.
See the pedestrians on the side of the road there. This area is packed with people, so I'm not surprised that they wouldn't let her get up that far. She has yet to get out of the car. Those look like sheriff's deputies, LA County sheriff's deputies
We got a canine there
following
as well.
her K9.
And if by some miracle she really did not know what was going on, this has to be about the most surreal. Oh, now at least the door's open.
And she's coming out with her hands up. Right there. And she's walking towards them with her hands up. This is...
She is just sort of, what did I do? I don't understand.
really?
This
is unbelievable.
Are you sure? Are you for me? I mean, this is just the most.
I have never
ridiculous
seen
thing.
anything like this before. They are literally showing her how to put her hands behind her head. And oh, wow.
And it's not that she's resisting. She just.
She's
seems
not resisting. She
baffled.
seems like she's absolutely clueless.
They still have weapons trained on the vehicle.
Absolutely.
Unsure if she's alone until they can verify.
You never
that
know.
it is, empty.
I've never seen anyone. Normally, when in a situation like this, when you walk toward the officers, that's when you risk them shooting you.
Right. Well, and I think even the officers are probably at this point
Like,
a little,
what is going on?
Yeah. I would love to have heard the police chatter. You know, as they're talking, you know, about her stopping and obeying traffic
They had
lights.
to show
and-
her how to put her hands behind her head.
Yeah, I would think that that's pretty self-evident. And again, she just seems really confused. Invalidating. This isn't anyone you know.
I sure hope not.
Well, you'd have a heck
Didn't
of a story
recognize the
for
car,
later.
but you never know.
So they're explaining what's going on. I think she just seems baffled. They haven't, forced her to sit down. They don't seem concerned at all.
Yeah, they are talking to her in a non sort of threatening, non-panicked way, which is pretty rare for a high-speed chase in Southern California.
Yeah, I would think that.
Well, I don't even think it's fair to call this a high-speed chase. It's normal for a chase in Southern California.
Yeah, I don't even know what you call it.
Because I don't think she at no point did it seem like she was driving very fast.
Maybe she just thought she was really popular, and they were giving her an escort. I mean, I just honestly don't know what.
Well,
because if she was, go ahead.
I think anyone will tell you, any prosecutor will tell you that ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law.
Absolutely.
So, whether she knew it or she didn't.
Well, and they said that she was, they were looking at her for erratic driving, possible DUI. So it seems if that's the case, quite likely that she was impaired. And now they're sitting her down, and she could have just been so impaired that she was oblivious. But if she was that intoxicated, she handled the streets really well. I mean, she stopped everywhere. She navigated traffic, so she was. I have no theories here. That was one of the strangest chases.
That was. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, how busy this area is. There's no question there'd be a lot of people watching, seeing what's going on, out shopping, and just see a little bit of this happening and wondering what in the world is going on.
Well, we have, this is a map, and you said this was
That's right. This is the area. Are you able to pull out at all?
Yeah, let me.
Oh, there you go. That's a better image. So that street, Colorado Boulevard, right there, is the main sort of shopping district in the Pasadena area, and so you got like about 1 mile worth of just shopping and dining, and this street here is where she's pulled over right now. By my estimate, it's right here under this tree because there's a parking garage right there. Looked like I saw some entrances to a parking area. So if she's headed north on this road, there's no way they're going to let her cross this street. People are walking around, lots of cars, people out dining on patios. I mean, there's just too much risk if you go into a situation like that right here. So they stopped her right in this area just before she gets up to that busy street.
Interesting.
Which is smart on their part.
Yeah.
I would just think that if you had her stopped at a red light, you'd just do that sooner.
Yeah, there were several times where I expected them to pull it over, but I guess it's possible.
I will say that I've never seen a chase where someone stops at a red light, waits for it to turn green, and then goes.
Yeah, and maybe they were just as baffled as we were about what's going on. I mean, when you don't understand a given situation.
It looks like they're getting ready to put her back in the car. Or are they... No, they're checking her pockets.
Yeah, but if they're not clear what she's doing or what her plan is, and I mean, they're obviously going to assume the worst. Mm-hmm. They're just going to be cautious. But yeah, there were several times where I expected them to stop her as well. Gail McKay in the chat
excuse
room
me.
wants to know.
We're referring to them as sheriff's deputies. It's actually the California Highway Patrol.
Oh, okay. Chips.
Yep.
So Gail McKay in the chat room
And
wants
there
to
you
know.
see, looks like there's a news camera crew down there already on the ground.
Oh, those news guys.
I know. They never miss a beat, do they?
No, they don't. They're amazing. Utmost respect, especially the Pasadena ones.
They're the best.
Yes. Okay. Third time, I'm going to get your question in there, Gail. Where'd it go? Isn't Colorado Boulevard the street the Rose Parade is on?
Yes, that's exactly right. The Rose Parade goes down there. It is the main thoroughfare through Pasadena, and it's really just like the main business and shopping core of that whole San Gabriel Valley, which is northeast of downtown LA. As the Rose Parade goes down there every year on the first of the year, and that's a wider shot of that area of Pasadena. Looks like the chopper may be leaving.
Yep, I think that
So you can kind of
is-
see just on that wider shot how dense it is in that area. Lots of businesses, lots of people working and living. So them stopping her before she got to Colorado Boulevard was probably what they were planning all along.
All right.
So someone is writing right now that she was not looking in a rearview mirror. Which is certainly possible, but I mean, come on. At some point, you got to realize you're being followed.
So one of the people here in the newsroom wanted to know if the suspect was a little old lady from Pasadena.
I say there's a good chance.
Yeah. But, you know, you get people, I've seen people do a lot of crazy stuff in their car. There was a guy the other day almost sideswiped me. He was singing, he was jamming, and he was shaving. And he was driving down, looking in his rearview mirror, shaving, and veering over, and I had to honk. And he was mad, I think, because I made him drop his razor. So,
Would you have noticed, though, if a police officer was following you with his lights on?
I would like to think that at no point in my life have I been so oblivious that I would not notice several police
Or would you
vehicles.
admit it here if you were?
No, yes. I've admitted more ridiculous things than that at this point. Yeah, a quick Google search of me will trump anything like that in a big hurry. We had somebody ask about Pamela Anderson at the Tent City visiting Sheriff Joe. We had some difficulty with that feed. We'll be getting that video here in a bit. We'll have that in our afternoon broadcast, which will start at 3. And what have you been up to today?
A couple different things, actually, but now we're focusing on this video from Marana near Tucson. I'm
yes.
sure you talked about it yesterday. The video